We're going to start over again. Find a comfortable seat, or you can lie down with a straight spine. We're going to take the first moment of class to just get present and in our bodies by tapping into our breath. We're going to do our 4-count breathing. Close your eyes, rest your hands on your lap. We'll start by exhaling out our mouth and then inhale through the nose for the count of 4. Pause at the top for a count and then exhale through your nose, count of 4. And repeat, inhale through your nose. Pause and exhale. Continuing at your own rhythm, equal counts, inhale and exhale. Feeling your lungs and belly expand on each inhale. Releasing all the stale air on each exhale. Grounding down through your hips. On the inhale, feel your spine grow long. On your exhale, draw your shoulders down. Scanning your body with each breath. Arriving on your mat, letting go of anything outside of this moment. And wherever you are, we'll meet at the bottom of our next exhale. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyelids open and inhale, reach your arms up overhead. If you're not seated, go ahead and find a seat. Interlace your hands so that your fingers are interlaced. Press your palms towards the ceiling. Arms are straight, parallel alongside your ears. Fingers interlaced so that you can press your palms. So you're flipping your palms to press them up. Just going to stay here for a breath or two. Feel your spine grow long as you press up. And then on your exhale, we'll dive forward, coming into a forward fold. Your legs are crossed in any direction. And you're just going to fold forward, drop down onto your elbows if you like. Palms are flat. You can drop your head and neck. And then start to walk your hands over to the left. Keep a forward fold that your hands are over towards the left side, creating a nice stretch in the right side of your body. Breathe here for a few breaths. Press the right hip down. You'll probably want to creep up. And then walk your fingertips back to center and then all the way to the right. Same thing, stretching out the left side. And then crawl your fingers back to center and press yourself up. We'll extend our right leg long. Keep your left knee bent. We're going to crawl our fingers towards our ankle, clasp onto your shin or ankle, drop your forehead towards your knee. We'll stretch out the right hamstring. Good, and then press yourself up and change out your legs. Left leg long, right knee bent. Pass your left shin or ankle, forehead towards your knee. Slowing down your breath. Good, press yourself up and create a nice big wide V with your legs. And walk your fingertips forward, forward fold in between your legs. Drop your elbows down, forehead towards the mat. Keep a bend in your knees, flex through your feet. We'll be here for a few breaths, stretching the hamstrings and groin. Using your exhale to release any tension. Good, press yourself up, bringing your legs together in front of you. Now we're gonna bend the right knee towards the ceiling. The sole of the right foot is gonna be flat on the ground. And then we're gonna hug the front of our right shin with our right forearm, kind of giving that knee a hug with the right arm. And then you're gonna twist to the left, take the left hand behind you just to give yourself leverage so that you can twist to the left. Nice straight spine. Gaze over the back left shoulder and flex through that left foot. Keep an active left leg. So the left leg is straight out in front of you. The right knee is bent. We're twisting to the left. Right elbow, kind of the crux of the right elbow, forearm is holding on to the front of the right shin and knee. Your chin is parallel to the ground. We're turning our gaze towards the back shoulder for a few more breaths, twisting our spine. Good, and then inhale back to center, and we're gonna just trade out our arms. We're gonna twist the opposite direction now. So the left forearm, crux of elbow is now hooked around the front of the knee. The right hand comes behind you for leverage, and we're twisting to the right. Same leg as before, we're just twisting in the opposite direction. Press yourself up so your spine is nice and tall. Flex through your left foot and gaze towards the back right shoulder. Good, and then inhale back forward, and we'll trade out our legs now. Our right leg is straight, left knee bent with the sole of the foot flat on the ground. You can bring that foot as close in as you can. And then we're going to start with the right elbow, hook around the front of the left shin. Left arm comes back, and we're twisting to the left. And we're hugging that knee towards our midline. Flex through the right foot. Think about pressing the right heel away from you. Gaze towards the back left shoulder. Stay up on your left fingertips. We're twisting to the left, a few more breaths. Good, inhale back forward, and we'll trade out our arms. Now the left arm hooks around the front, the right hand behind you, twisting open to the right. And now slowly come back forward and make your way onto your hands and knees for tabletop position. We'll start with just wagging our tails left and right and creating some nice circles with our hips, going in both directions, just taking your time to loosen up your spine, your hips. Good, and then we'll come back to tabletop. Make sure your hands are stacked underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to shut my window because the leaf blower is coming through. Okay. Hands under shoulders, fingers pointing forward, knees under hips. You can curl your toes under for a little more support. And we're going to start with our, blanking on the name of this, where we extend our opposite arm and leg, having one of those moments. Left arm forward, right arm back. See, you can't call these senior moments because I'm not a senior. We all have them. Left arm forward, right arm back, reaching opposite direction. We're just holding that. So left arm hovering over the ground, parallel, right leg behind you, point through the toes. Hold that for a few more breaths. Bird dog came to me. We're doing the bird dog. Okay, and then slowly come back to tabletop. And we're going to do bird dog with our left leg back, right arm forward. Reach opposite direction. Gaze down to keep length through the neck. Point through the toes, reach through the right fingertips. Breathe here. Good, and then come back to tabletop for our fire hydrant pose. So for this one, remember we're going to start with the right side, hover the right knee, and then swing it out to the side and back down. Working the outer glute. We'll do 10 to 15 on the right, and then switch to the left. Feel free to do 20 even, no one's counting. But just even out both sides. If you need to come up onto your fists, that will help with any tension in your wrists. You can also stack a blanket or a pillow under your knee if there's too much pressure on your knee. But if you have a Braille Institute squishy mat, then you're probably good. So if you haven't switched sides, go ahead and do that. Even out both sides, left leg out to the side and down. Fire hydrant on the left. And then once you're done with your left side, take a breath, and then we're going to go into donkey kicks. So we did this last week. For donkey kick, you're going to start with your right foot, right leg, kick the right leg back and up. The knee stays bent. The sole of the foot comes towards the ceiling, and then you bring it back down. You don't really need to set it on the ground, but you bring it back kind of towards the next to touch the other knee, and then back up. Yes, you're all doing it. So hee-haw donkey kicks for 10 to 15 each side. And for those of you who have weights, you could even add a little weight in between your knee here, but I don't have one. And I don't think either anyone here does. But in the future, if you're listening to this recording, you can press pause and go grab a little weight. And then we'll switch to the left side when you're done. Donkey kicks with the left leg. Slow and steady. And then once you're done with your donkey kicks, come up to standing on your knees, where you're staying on your knees and you're just gonna come upright so your torso is now up. You can keep your toes curled under if that's available to you. Your knees are gonna be about hip width distance. And we're gonna do a side bend here. We're gonna start with our right hand. If it's available to you, see if you can reach and rest the right hand on your right heel or your right ankle. And then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, and then continue to reach it over to the right. The palm faces down and you're creating a side arc. Nice, we're gonna hold that. So our torso is upright and we're creating a side arc with our left arm reaching up and over to the right. The right hand is resting on the ankle or heel. You're kind of twisting as well. And inhale, come back up to standing on your knees, drop your left arm down. We'll do the other side. So now your left hand is gonna reach back to rest on the ankle or heel. Right arm reaches up and then continue to reach it over to the left with the palm facing down, stretching out the right side. And keep your gaze towards the ground or up towards the ceiling, whichever feels better in your neck. A few more breaths. And nice, inhale back to standing on your knees, drop your hands. And we're gonna step our right foot forward, coming into a high lunge. So we're gonna stay on our back left knee. The right foot steps forward, so the sole of the right foot is flat on the ground. The right knee is bent. And then you can kind of toe heel that front foot a little further out to the side of the mat, a little wider stance. Go ahead and kind of inch your foot forward so that the ankle is underneath the knee. And then you're going to just kind of lean into that front knee, lean into that front thigh, rest your elbows, forearms, whatever you need to on that front thigh so that you can really send your weight forward. And we're just stretching out the left hip flexor. You can also drop the back foot to be flat on the mat. So the left foot is just resting flat down. And you can explore moving that left knee out, back, forward, wherever you need, but the focus here is to open and stretch our left hip flexor. So right in front of our left hip, you should feel it. Just breathe here for a few breaths. You might need some cushioning under that left knee. Okay, good. And then we're going to come back to standing on our knees. So use your hands to help bring your knees back together. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. Same thing now with the left side, left lunge. So the left foot is inched out to the outer edge of the mat. Rest your elbows into that left thigh. The top of the back right foot is flat on the mat. Lean your weight forward into that front leg, stretching out the right hip flexor. And then just breathe and hold this a few more breaths. Good, and then slowly come to standing from wherever you are. Make your way up to your feet. A water break if you need to. Turn on your fan if you need to. That's what I just did. All right. Let's take a wide stance with our feet, toes angled outward, and then we're just gonna swivel our hips from left to right. Let your hands dangle. Just a nice little gentle swiveled twist with your torso. Good, and then pause with your legs staying the way they are. We're gonna do some wide-legged squats. So you can bring your hands to your hips or clasp your hands in front of you, and we're just gonna sink our hips down, bend your knees, squat down, and then back up. So we're gonna do 15 to 20 of these wide-legged squats, working the glutes and our thighs. So we're squatting down and lifting up, feet pointing outward. So we're lifting and lowering, bending our knees, wide-legged squats. Good, and then once you've done 15 to 20 of your wide-legged squats, keep your legs wide, but rotate your feet so they're parallel. And then we're going to, you know what, I like to take a wide stance on my mat. So I'm gonna have one foot on the front of my mat, one foot on the back of my mat, so that my feet can be on the mat when I get wide. Because if you think wide is width of your mat, that's actually not wide enough. I'm talking like double time that. So you might want to turn your body so your legs can get super wide. And then we're going to do our side lunges. So think of a skier maybe. I don't ski, but I imagine this is kind of like a ski move. So we're going to bend the left knee, lean into our left leg. We're kind of leaning to the left. Our left knee bends. The right leg stays straight. We're kind of sinking our left hip into our back pocket and then lift back up. And then same thing on the right side. Lean over to the right, right knee bends, left leg extends out. So we're going left and right, side squats. So we're going to lean into the left leg, left knee bends, and you come upright. And then lean into the right leg, and then come upright. Side lunges. Nice job, everyone. So you're going to keep your torso facing forward the whole time, and we're just leaning from side to side, bending each knee one at a time. And I didn't say how many, but I would say aim for 5 to 10 on each leg. If you can hinge your hips forward slightly so that your torso isn't completely perpendicular, you'll be able to get a little deeper into the lunge. So if you hinge your hips forward, chest forward slightly, you can get a little deeper. And these are side lunges. Once you're done with your side lunges, we'll meet back facing the front of the mat. And we're going to just do some little march and twists now. So high knees marching one at a time. And then as you march your knee up, your opposite arm or elbow to kind of twist towards that knee. So right arm towards left knee, left arm towards right knee. You're just going to march, high knee march, marching twist. This one takes some balance and coordination. See if you can keep your torso upright for this one, and think about just reaching your elbow towards the knee. Or I should say knee towards elbow, because your knees kind of have to lift up to reach the elbow. Woo! This one's getting me hot and sweaty here. All right, maybe another 5 more if you can. Nice job, everyone, and then shake it out. And let's go ahead and come towards a wall or a table or a piece of furniture for a balance. We might need that for the next few poses or exercises. This first one, many of you do without a wall. That's fine, but just knowing that it's there is good. We're just going to do the toe lifts where well, I should say heel lifts. You're going to lift up onto your toes by lifting your heels up and down. Your feet are about hip width distance. Feet are parallel. You're just lifting up onto your toes and back down. Just aim for minimum 20 now that I know you all are strong and have endurance for this class. Minimum 20. If this is too easy for you, again, press pause, go grab some weights. You can't press pause on me, but if you listen to the recording, you can hold some water jugs. You can hold your doggy, maybe. That would be quite the weight. All right, if you're done with your heel raises, we'll come to the wall for our leg lifts. We'll start out with the right leg, swinging the right leg out to the side and back down. Feet parallel, facing forward, right leg. And if you don't need to hold on, that's fine. Maybe you just hover your hand or just a few fingers. If you can balance as you lift your leg up and down, using strength of your standing leg as well to support this. Leg stays straight and you're moving the leg out to the side and down slowly without using the momentum or the strength of the muscles here to lift and lower. Do 10 to 15 on each side. When you're ready, you'll switch. Same thing with the left leg. Keep your torso steady. We're just moving our left leg out to the side and down. Good, and once you're done with the side leg lifts, we're going to transition to the forward leg lift / kick. So we'll start with the right leg, and you're going to kick the right heel, right leg forward and up and back down. It's kind of a forward kick, lift and lower, straight leg. Probably not going to come up too far, but okay. The number on this exercise, if you can, 10 to 15. Kick through the heel. Stay steady. And then I'll switch to the left leg. If you aren't already rocking out to your favorite music, you probably should, because it'll give you extra motivation. Too bad I tried to share my music with you guys and it just hasn't worked out. So maybe you all have a good station to blast. Okay, forward leg lifts. Anyone else feeling this? Huff, puff. All right, let's roll out our ankles. Wherever you are, take one ankle, kind of resting on the toes of that foot. Just nice big ankle rolls, forward, back, side to side, rolling onto the toes, and then to the other foot. I roll out my ankles before every walk, hike, run, because if I don't, they tend to get twisted. It's a good thing to do. Okay, trying to remember if I had anything else planned for our standing stretch. I'm looking at my notes. And no, I'm saving it for the abs. So let's lower down onto our mats. Come back to your mats. And I wanted to conserve some of your energy for what I had in store for our abdominals. So take a seat. We're going to start with something new. For whatever reason, it's called the Russian twist. For all you Russian people out there, turns out I'm Russian. Not really. I mean, I am, but I don't identify much. Here's my Russian twist. So for this one, you're going to bring your knees bent with the soles of your feet together and flat on the ground. The knees are together, knees are bent, soles of the feet flat on the ground, the knees are pointing upright. So we're not in a butterfly position. And I know all of you want to lay down right now, but guess what? You got to sit up. So if you're not sitting up yet, come to sitting up with your knees bent, like I said. Okay, now we'll see if this is possible for you all to try. Just try it. What we're going to do is, let me think about the hands here. Clasp your hands in front of your chest. Your elbows are bent, and now you're leaning back slightly, and you're going to twist your torso left and right. Your elbow kind of taps the opposite knee, and you're twisting left and right as you stay in this seated position. Your hands can be clasped together or kind of in a prayer position, just so that your elbows can bend out wide, and then you're twisting your torso left and right. The elbows tap the opposite thigh as you're twisting, and it doesn't even need to touch necessarily. You're just using that action of the twist of the elbow towards the opposite thigh or knee. And your abs are working because you're actually, if you're doing this right, you're going to be having to kind of lean back and twist at the same time. And if you're not feeling this, then let me know, because you should be feeling this in your abs. You can actually just have your heels down so that you can lean back more. Your knees are going to be bent, but it's just your heels are resting versus the whole foot. It'll be easier. And you're twisting left and right, and you've been twisting this whole time. You're probably pretty ready for a break, so take a break. Russian twist. Okay. This next one is called the swivel crunch. And for this one, you are actually going to be laying back. So go ahead and come onto your backs. Your feet are going to be flat on the ground. The knees are bent. Knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Now, your hands are going to come flat down on the mat, arms alongside you. So for swivel crunch, do my best to describe this motion. So to start, you're going to have to kind of lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. That's what engages the abdominals. So you're going to crunch up, and then as you're staying lifted and crunched up, you're going to swivel your hip from right to left. And in order to get that motion, you can think about drawing the right fingertips towards the outside of the right heel, and then left fingertips towards the outside of the left heel. So you're swiveling from left to right left to right as you're crunching up, gaze up, swivel, crunch. Are you all feeling this? It's hard for me to describe it, do it, and watch you all, but I'm pretty sure I lost you. Let me see. Oh, some of you are doing it. Okay, feet stay on the ground. You're lifting up your head, neck, torso, and then your arms are alongside you, and your right arm comes towards the outer right heel, and then swivel to the left arm towards the outer left heel, lift, swivel right, swivel left, and you're crunching your abs, and you're doing this for maybe another 3 seconds or so. And then you can drop your head, neck, and shoulders all the way back and breathe. That was a swivel crunch. You're welcome. Okay, final ab exercise. This is the scissors, horizontal scissor kicks. So bring your legs out straight. Go ahead and lift your hips so that you can take your palms. With the palms down, you're gonna tuck your hands underneath your hips. This is gonna help with low back, kind of leveraging your low back. So you're just resting your hips on top of your hands. If that makes sense. Arms, yes, you guys got it. You're laying down on your back. So we're completely lying down now, legs straight. And for horizontal scissor kicks, you're going to lift your legs, and the right ankle is going to cross over the left, and then left ankle crosses over right, and you're making these scissor motions with your legs. This is a really difficult exercise. So if you can do 5, that's awesome. If you can do 10, that's awesome. 20, that's awesome. Any number is awesome as long as your legs are straight out and you're swiveling the right ankle over the left ankle over right. Scissor kick out and in, out and in. Woo, feeling it. And you can take your break and get back into it if you need to. Breathing, working your abs, flexing through your thighs, not your face. Relax your jaw. Few more scissor kicks. And then drop it down. Bend your knees and take a rest. Why don't we do our nice, gentle little windshield wiper the knees from left to right. To loosen up our spine. Arms out wide. Nice job, everyone. And then we'll squeeze our knees in towards our chest. Go ahead and clasp your wrists around the front of your shins, creating a nice little ball with your body. Head resting down on the mat. Squeeze the knees in, giving yourself a hug. You can rock from side to side to massage the low back. Good, and then drop your feet down, knees bent. One more time. We're gonna do our bridge pose, or also known as our hip press. We did hip press last week, so I'm gonna revisit hip press again. If it's not available to you, you can just do bridge pose. So for hip press, again, we want our feet flat down on the mat, hip width distance, knees are bent towards the ceiling. Rest your arms alongside you and see if you can dust the back of your heels with your fingertips. Scoot your hips forward or back if you need to reposition so that your fingers are right there behind your heels. Palms face down. Arms are going to stay flat down on the ground. So you're going to actually use some of the strength of your arms here to help with this. Next, you're going to lift your hips towards the ceiling. This is sort of bridge pose already, so you can stay here or try hip press, where you're going to lift the left leg off the ground towards the ceiling. So now the left leg's extended straight up, and then you're going to lower the hips down and up, down and up. The leg stays straight up, and you're just lifting and lowering the hips. So the leg stays pretty stable here. The heels press up towards the ceiling, and you're just lifting and lowering the hips up and then resting them down on the ground. Lift up and down, and you're going to feel this in your right glute. Try for 10 of these. Nice job, everyone. Hip press. So remember, that left leg stays, I'm going to say, perpendicular to the ground. Doesn't move necessarily. You might move a little when you're lifting and lowering your hips, but try to keep that left leg stable. Just lift and lower your hips. Once you're done with the left, switch it up. So now the left knee's bent, left foot flat on the ground. You're going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Press through the right heel. Now you're just going to lift and lower the hips. Keeping that right leg extended straight up. Working the left glute for 10 hip presses now on the left side. You can press down through your hands to help stabilize your left glute. Breathe. Good job, everyone. Once you've done 10 on each side, go ahead and relax your legs all the way down on the mat. Reach your arms overhead and just give yourself a full body stretch. Nice job. And for my favorite supine twists, we're going to grab our right knee and draw it in towards our chest. Hands come around the front of the right shin. The left leg stays down on the mat. We'll start by just squeezing the right knee towards the outside of our right rib cage. Chin towards chest to create length in the neck. Squeezing for a few more reps. This is wind releasing pose. From here, we're going to draw the knee across our body and over to the left for supine twist. Take the right arm out wide, palm faces the ceiling. The left hand will rest on the outside of the right knee to help draw the knee towards the ground as you twist your right shoulder towards the mat, and then the right knee towards the ground. You're going to feel a nice little ringing of the spine. Turn your head towards your extended right hand. Good, and then slowly come back to center. Drop your right leg down. We'll squeeze the left knee in towards our chest for wind releasing pose. Hands interlace around the front of the left shin or knee. Squeeze the left knee towards the outside of the left rib cage. Elbows hug the midline of your body. Chin towards your chest to create length in the back of your neck. Flex through your right foot. 2 breaths here. Pressing the left hip flexor. And then we'll transition into supine twist. Take that left knee across your body and to the right. Extend your left arm out wide, palm facing the ceiling. The right hand can assist the knee towards the ground. Left shoulder blade flat on the mat. Turn your head towards your extended left arm. And breathe here for a few breaths in supine twist. Good, and then come back to center. Bend your knees, feet flat on the mat. We're gonna try happy baby pose. It's been a while since we've done this. We're gonna try happy baby before we finish class today. So for happy baby, you're going to keep your knees bent, or you're going to lift your feet off the ground. You might even want your feet up towards the ceiling, but the knees stay bent. And then ideally, you would, as a baby, be able to, no problem, grab your feet. So if you can grab the outer edges of your feet, your hands will have to come through the inner thighs. They'll be reaching up through the inner thighs to clasp the outer edges of your feet. Your knees are bent out wide. And you're a baby, a happy baby. So if you're confused, I want to explain it again. So I have a nice wide knee bend. My soles of my feet are facing the ceiling. My arms are parallel and they're on the inside of my legs. They're reaching towards my foot, and I'm a happy baby because I'm clasping the outer edges of my feet. If you're not a happy baby, you can maybe be not as happy, but hold on to your ankles or your shins. That could work. If you can't reach your feet, maybe you can reach the inner soles of your feet if that's easier. Maybe you can reach your toes. If you're that kind of happy baby, maybe you have your peace fingers wrapped around your big toe. And this is actually a really nice pose. It's gonna stretch out your back and your neck as well. It's a restorative pose. You can hold it, you can rock from side to side. And then once you're done with your happy baby, we're gonna be napping babies. We're gonna lower into our Shavasana, final resting pose. So for Shavasana, your legs are resting down, your arms are down at your side. You can take up as much space as you need. Allow your feet to fall out to the side, palms facing up. You can rest your head on a pillow or a blanket. Close your eyes and tap back into your breath. This is a chance to allow your body to reap the benefits of all the poses by resting in stillness. Chance to meditate, tap back into your breath, and be with yourself in these quiet last moments of class. Feeling the rise and fall of each breath. Cultivating gratitude, each breath. Allow yourself to tap in a little deeper into your breath. We'll be here for a few more moments. And when you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And you can bend your knees and place the soles of your feet on the ground. And then just roll over to one side and take a breath. And then press yourself up to seated. Coming to a comfortable seat. We'll end our practice together with one final breath with our hands pressed together in the center of our chest in a prayer position. Bowing down. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Namaste. And a virtual hug to all of my Braille friends. You are welcome to unmute and bring out all the animals in your house.